For your big bosses out there, please don't bully artists, yeah, because without artists and designers, your life would probably gonna be so ugly, like literally ugly. Could you imagine that? Like, I can't even draw properly, man. Like, how could I end up doing art? Luckily, my boss don't use paintbrush as well. Hi, I'm Kaiyi. Today I'm going to talk about my life after part 2 or RIBA part 2 or LAM part 2, it's the same thing. Okay, just in case you don't know, part 2 means Master Degree in Architecture, which also equivalent to RIBA part 2 or LAM part 2. So it is the additional 2 years after 3 years of bachelor degree. A little background information if you missed my previous videos. I finished my degree at UCSI University in KL. Then I went to UK for my part 2 at University of Sheffield to get my master degree, and now I'm back in Malaysia for almost like 6 months already. A lot of people would expect me to go to big companies after graduation and practice as an architect, but wrong. Yeah, this was sort of my plan, to join a small company instead of a huge corporate firm, and I really hope that could go accordingly. But surprise, stupid coronavirus out of nowhere decided to fuck up my plan. So during this pandemic, a lot of archi firm is downsizing and they're firing people. So newbies like me graduated, wrong timing is really sad. It's very difficult to get a job, but of course if I don't like DIY and nitpicking companies, I think it is still possible to get a job if I don't nitpicking lah. Anyway, so what now? What do I do now? So I'm doing something that I never thought I would be doing, not even dare to think about it. So can you guess it? Can you guess it? Guess! Couldn't guess that because I also couldn't get it. So I'm working with a super successful artist called REDHONGYI. So we're working in Zhongshan building in KL. So she's one of the greatest artists in Malaysia, even internationally. This is her Instagram page. Go check it out. Look at her work. The skill and the details. Oh my god, look at that. And spam the likes, and she's super talented and super brilliant. Anyway, guys, I'm doing art. Could you imagine that? I can't even draw properly, man. How could I end up doing art? The last time I held a paintbrush was I don't know, 10 years ago. I used a buncho, kind of dried up paint. Luckily my boss don't use paintbrush as well. Lol. Anyway, could you imagine that? I was a fanboy admiring her work through Instagram and whatnot, and then now I'm working with her and working the same art piece and also managing her projects, and how exciting it is, damn it. A lot of people ask me whether it is sustainable working art in Malaysia, including my parents. They are so skeptical when I told them me, I'm gonna do art, and they were like,
huh? Art can make money one way in Malaysia?
This kind of concept. To be honest, it is quite okay though. It's not that bad. It's okay. It's not really bad. Speaking for myself, I'm not sure whether I'm disclosing any information, but all I can say is pretty okay. It's not bad. Okay, I'm not sure about the art industry in general, but for me, I think it is okay. It's good enough. And I know there are a lot of artists doing art for living in Malaysia, and they are really thriving. And also side notes, for your big bosses out there, please don't bully artists, yeah, because without artists and designers, your life would probably gonna be so ugly, literally ugly. And also, I think we could have more creative in Malaysia because I think people nowadays are more keen to beautiful things, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say I would quit architecture because this is such a bold statement. I wouldn't say that. I don't I don't chop off my back lane. Okay, I know I'm going to be regret if I say I quit architecture, so I'm not going to say that. Okay, I still love architecture very much. I enjoy designing space and all. I really enjoy the conversation when people talk about architecture. But to be really honest, I sort of question the architect's path. Is it really suitable for me? When I was studying part 2 back in UK, because of the intense lifestyle and its slow growth as a career, and also the nature of building environment itself is a bit questionable. It's not very questionable, but it's a bit questionable. And most importantly, I saw a lot good architects, really good architects. They are they got no life one, they got literally no life. I don't want to be no life. And then my parents are gonna be like,
Hiya, kids nowadays just wanna take shortcut.
And I was like, suck man. I want to take shortcut Okay, just kidding lah. But the thing is, I kind of afraid that I will be eaten up by my job, and then I will be consumed by capitalism, and I will slowly like put off my passion, kind of thing. And it's very easy to fall into the rabbit hole that trapped in this industry, and then that's it. Your life gonna be, that's it, forever doing the same thing. So, and I have a lot of dilemma whether I should quit architecture or I should quit earlier before taking part 2. But cannot because studying is enjoyable and also living in UK is great. So how could I say no to that? Cannot, right? So I was like, okay lor, YOLO, just study first and see how lah. But being said so, I don't mean that you must take part 2. If you are very sure that you are not suitable for this field, you can just like sack it off and don't waste your time and don't waste your money. But given that you are really know very clear that what is your goal and what is your main aim is. Because I have seniors and friends that quit part 1 and pursue their own thing, like entrepreneur and things, and they are doing much better than a lot of us who take the normal path. Yeah, maybe I'll interview them next time and see how they're doing. I don't regret at all. This probably sounds cliche, but this is a very valuable experience for me. Seeing the world and learn to adapt the environment of the other side of the world. Okay, I know I'm privileged to say this, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay. The thing is, how am I gonna make full use of the part 2 or the master degree knowledge and apply to whatever thing that I venture next? Basically, like applying my knowledge, the part 2 knowledge into the next chapter of my life. For example, for what I'm doing right now, let's say I'm working in art industry, but I'm still using the same skill set as an architect. Like I'm using the same software like SketchUp, Photoshop, a bit of Rhino, not really good at it, and Illustrator and so on. And also we got to deal with suppliers, and then dealing with fabricators, work with really tiny details and so on. The only difference is the environment is much healthier, and also there's no yelling and bashing involved. So if I don't study part 2, I probably won't be doing the job that I love right now, and I probably can't even get the job in the first place. And also I probably won't be as skillful in what I'm doing right now, and also I probably won't be doing YouTube, and also I probably won't be the same, and I probably won't be this kind of version of me. Because of my current job right now, we got kind of flexible hours, and my boss focusing on our personal growth and pushes us for personal projects. It's a bit stress, but it's okay, it's a good stress. So I'm working with several stuff right now, such as digital art, product design, some interior commission work, and also as usual I did a lot like architecture competition. So speaking of which, we got into finalists of the pandemic architecture competition. So yay! So check out my Instagram page for more. I keep thinking about these questions a lot. I probably would go back to architecture. I really like small buildings and interiors. I'm probably gonna go for that, probably. But before that, I think it is better for me to take a step back and venture other stuff. I think that's the right decision to do so. I still think it is so far. Like do other stuff, like venture, like be a bit adventurous before settling down and decide like the rest of your life just gonna be just doing architecture and architecture only. I hope after 10 years I still stand by what I say, and I hope I won't 打脸 I hope lah I hope lah. I think that's all, and I wish everyone have a happy Chinese New Year. Voila!